Hey, I'm Ben Silverio.
I'm Warwick Johnson.
And I'm Ansel Birch.
And it's
Time
to party.
Three party.
This episode was recorded on August 9th. We are not doctors. We don't give medical advice. Please drink responsibly.
Yes, our third episode of our little time party cop thing.
A little time party cop.
We're just word salad.
A party cop. Cop to party.
Talk of the town.
Talk of the town.
If any of us ever has a stroke, you won't be able to tell.
We're not doctors.
We're also making a lot of toast.
Constantly. Sucking on pennies.
Yes, in our third episode, we like to expand our horizons. We like to learn a little something, and we'd like to pass that learning on to you with a little thing we like to call edutainment.
Edutainment.
Yes, if you can imagine what a hand gesture while saying the words edutainment looks like, that's exactly what we're doing.
Yep.
Yes, so we here at Time to Party like to take a shallow dive, an extremely shallow dive. Sometimes not even past your ankles.
Yeah.
Nice little casual dip.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
look away from the 3-year-old for a couple minutes while they're in there.
That's how shallow this pool is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, alternatively, it's like the lazy river.
You don't have to do any work, but you're still going to get there.
Exactly. That's what we do. That's our brand, isn't it? That's what we are by now.
So for my edutainment, I said it right that time. I will be talking about Wolverine boots.
Cool.
The boots of choice by Jean-Claude Van Damme's very American Max Walker. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Those
like, for
Wolverine
example,
boots
his
are made for
very
walking.
thick Belgian accent, that he is anything other than a hardcore American with American boots. Wolverine boots are named, I'm assuming, because they're from Michigan in the United States. Founded by Frederick Hirth and G.A. Krause in 1883.
Wow.
Yeah, they are one of the few American boot manufacturers that have worked in 3 centuries now.
So we didn't have boots until the 1800s?
I mean, there were other boots. It's just that these boots all started in the 1800s and are going strong today. You can walk in and buy a pair of Wolverine boots if you wanted to. They bought a small leather shop in Grand Rapids, Michigan for $2,900. So for less than $3,000, they bought a leather shop and started a thriving business. And this is why people bitch and moan about millennials not doing anything. And I'm just like, you could fall ass backwards into wealth and not do anything. Do you know what I could buy for $3,000? Maybe one pair of Wolverine boots. All right? Thanks, Obama.
Some rent, maybe.
Some rent, maybe. Please, sir, may I have some living? So from this small tannery, they had a handful of employees, and eventually it grew big enough that they had to build a plant in Rockford, Michigan, which is where their home is now, just north of Grand Rapids. When they built the thing in 1901, they also bought the power company and brought electricity to the town of Rockford with their factory, which I thought that was interesting. So in 1903, they had powered the town and were starting a factory, and they could produce 300 boots a day.
300 boots?
300 boots in one day. That's a lot.
That's a lot of boots.
That seems like a lot, right? They create a tannery, so they make their own raw materials and their stuff. And the original boot of from Wolverine was called the 1,000-mile boot. It was introduced in the 1910s. It's named because it offers 1,000 miles of wear. So if you were, say, I don't know, going to walk 500 miles, and then maybe, I don't know, walk 500 more, just to be the man that walked 1,000 miles to fall down at, I don't know, someone's door. If you wore these boots, they would last the entire trip. And that's where they got their name from.
If they didn't, was there a money-back guarantee?
That is a good question. That did not come up. I wonder if someone did catalog the miles with which they walked in their shoes, and then said it was like, hey, what's going on? Something I think is interesting is that during World War II, they began to work for the U.S. Navy, and they developed pigskin gloves, and eventually became what is now is pigskin suede. So that was something that they kind of started during World War II.
Made of Timecops.
Made of Timecops, yeah. So they became a publicly traded company in 1965, and they started Hush Puppies. So that's also a part of Wolverine shoes. Yep. Hush Puppies was also done by the Wolverine Worldwide. And then they doubled in size in 2012 when they bought a collection of brands such as Keds, Stride Right, and Sperry.
No way.
Yep.
They're all owned by the same people.
All owned by Wolverine, and they're now in their portfolio. Also, Saucony, which I know is a big company, but I don't know how to say the name of that. So I skipped it. Saucony. Saucony is also part of their portfolio. And then another tangential relationship is that future Jean-Claude Van Damme in 2004, his hairstyle is styled after Marvel Comics character Wolverine.
Yes.
Which is a fun tie-in because he wears Wolverine boots everywhere he goes, including the distant past when he should really be dressed in something more reasonable.
It's true.
So that is my fun edutainment for Timecop. And now you know so much more about Wolverine boots than you ever knew before.
So when you brought up Wolverine because Michigan, first off, I had to Google why that would be.
I was wondering the same thing.
The University of
sports.
Michigan, their mascot is the Wolverines. There also are Wolverines in Michigan, the animal.
Oh, there are.
Yes. I mean, I don't know how much there are today, but that's why the University of Michigan is named the Wolverine, is because they were there. Or that's why their mascot's the Wolverines.
Oh.
And the University of Michigan's colors are blue and yellow.
Like
X-Men.
every other.
Like the X-Men.
Oh, okay.
Because he also has blue and yellow. But yes, also the X-Men in general wear blue and yellow. But before that became the go-to uniform, Wolverine had those colors.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
It's all connected.
The Michigan Wolverines football team had only been in existence for about 4 years when the Wolverine Boot Company was.
Interesting. I did not know that. University of Michigan, I would have assumed is older, but I guess it makes sense that it's from the
They started playing intercollegiate football in 1879, and they joined the Big Ten in 1896.
Are these the
large
Go Blue
10
people?
Yes. Go Blue.
People around the Midwest say that a lot.
Go Blue. Yeah.
Most
It's
of
a
our
very
sports teams are blue.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of blue.
It's just
My high school was blue and yellow. My college was blue and yellow. Everybody does blue and yellow.
We were green and gold, yo.
Nice.
Yeah, Rockets, Rocket Pride. That's the second time I've said that on a podcast in the last week.
Rocket Pride.
Rocket Pride. That's what we said.
We said go electrics.
I was interviewed at C2E2 by a friend of mine from high school, and now he has a podcast where he talks about different things. And so we did the interview talking about the con, and so I threw that out in there because we were both Rich East Rockets.
This happened while I was in the bathroom, so this may or may not have actually happened.
It
Gotcha.
did. It actually did happen. The interview is going to be published by the time that this comes out, so everyone around the world can look it up and see that I'm not lying.
You wanna plug their podcast so they can go look at it?
Yes, I would. It's the Geek Awakens podcast, and you can go listen to that probably right now.
Oh, great.
So Ben, what's your edutainment for 3 Cop 3 Party?
Well, while watching Timecop, there are a lot of pieces of technology. So the pool of options for edutainments are, I don't want to say endless, but there are a lot of things you could talk about.
Is this shots fired at me because I chose boots?
No, yours is
Okay.
good.
That was a good one.
There's so many pieces of technology. Why did you talk about boots?
He did notebooks a little while ago.
Yeah, I did notebooks. Come on. But no, you were even telling me earlier that you had a couple things that you were thinking of doing.
That's true.
Like the other one you were going to do was tasers, right?
Yep. I chose Wolverine boots because I thought it was the funniest, and
Yeah.
also because I thought it was interesting.
Exactly. See, there's a lot of things we could have chosen, like
Very true.
Car test tracks
Yeah?
or VR, or hentai. Like, there are a number of things you could have gotten out of Timecop. But
Ron Silver's hair pieces.
there you go. Whatever the company that he owned made.
Yeah, we
those
could
things.
talk about liquid-cooled computer processors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or lava lamps.
Or lava
lava
lamps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead,
Human lava lamps.
Human lava.
Gross.
But instead, I decided to focus on the self-driving car.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, after seeing the horrendously designed cars in Timecop,
Just awful.
so bad, I wanted to look into the technology of self-driving cars and some of the, fun facts about them. So, when it comes to self-driving or autonomous cars, there are 6 levels
so many
categorized by the Society of Automotive Engineers. Starting with level 0, there's no automation.
Oh,
So
that car.
So is that
that car's
like-
not going fucking anywhere.
exactly, without
Are we talking like cars from 30 years ago that don't have chips in them? Or are we talking like...
no, it's just like
Like a car that's like sitting on cinder blocks in the middle of like a parking lot.
I think it's just like a regular car that a person has to operate.
Oh,
Level 1 is hands-on shared control. So I'm assuming that's like you hands on the wheel with like all the...
the like lane keep assist.
Yeah, that's
perhaps.
what I was going to ask is
Yeah.
if it's lane keep and...
I could see
I
that.
think it's things like that, helping the driver.
Because
Level
often
2,
they'll like readjust you.
Yeah.
right?
By the way, we ain't got shit on Ireland's automated cars.
Yeah,
Fuck. The rental I had when I was in Ireland, like, it would tell you how close you were to the walls, and there are walls all over.
All
the
over.
roads
Oh,
in Ireland.
they're everywhere in the UK. Very narrow streets.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And the car was like, hey, you're a little close to the side there, buddy.
in an Irish accent.
Oh, laddie, you're too close to the wall.
You're a bit too close to the
Oh,
wall, aren't ya?
aye.
No.
Boy, the Irish are gonna come after me for that one.
Everyone's just coming after you now.
I didn't even say the thing that I thought about saying, but I was like, no, that's rude and offensive to Irish people. And I managed to piss them all off.
true.
So, yeah.
So level 2 is hands off, so you're not even touching the wheel. Level 3 is eyes off.
Oh,
Level 4 is mind off.
So you can, like, be asleep in the car?
Right.
okay. I was like a dead body car.
And then level 5 is steering wheel optional.
Oh,
Oh,
so
fuck.
no wheel at all.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
You couldn't control it if you wanted.
Yes, exactly.
Like Westworld.
Right.
Yes.
So I know that there are level 2s absolutely that exist. That's the autopilot function,
Yeah, Tesla
right?
does that.
I think 3 is pretty close. I think for some of them, I think that's what Google and some of the other ones are working their way towards. Are there any that are 4 or 5s?
So, as of March 2022, vehicles operating at level 3 and above remain a marginal portion of the market. In 2020, Waymo was the first provider to offer driverless taxis to the general public in
Waymo.
Arizona.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
one.
in Phoenix.
Arizona.
And then one of them got into an accident and everybody freaked out.
Yes. And then in March 2021, Honda became the first manufacturer to provide a legally approved level 3. And Toyota used level 4 cars around the Tokyo Olympic Village. So far, I've only seen evidence of as
4.
high as level 4.
Okay.
I have not seen 5 in my very brief research, but everything that I just mentioned is like pretty recent, right? It's like within the
Right.
past couple of years,
Apparently, in March is a very popular time to do automatic driving stuff.
right?
Maybe there's a big car show then.
Oh, could be. Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Like the car industry's version of Comic Con,
Yeah, car.
Yeah.
Karma
The
Con.
auto show.
Karmacon.
Okay, it's the auto show.
The auto show.
There is a name for it.
But it's not as good as Carmicon.
Carmicon. Carmageddon.
So even though we're talking a lot of recent terms, experiments have been conducted on automated driving systems since the 1920s.
Well, yeah, that's where you get the Disneyland cars, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the rails.
Exactly.
Crash, I dare you.
Yeah. Japan's Tsukuba Mechanical Engineering Laboratory created the first semi-automated car in 1977. But it required specially marked streets that were interpreted by cameras and an analog computer. So, it's a little bit a step above Autopia cars in Disneyland because, they had the track and stuff.
Yeah.
But these had a computer in them.
I do remember that there's a test track somewhere where they did that in the late 90s, early 2000s. Everybody just read them their asses for being oh yeah, because we're gonna paint all the streets in the universe,
Right.
for your fucking cars.
Yeah, because Lord knows we never paint the streets, so...
Well, it had to be special paint.
Oh, right.
It was magnetic paint or something that was
Fun.
Anyway.
Oh, okay. So this is important to note. Autonomous means self-governing, right?
Okay.
So autonomous control implies adequate performance under significant uncertainties in the environment.
Okay.
So that's worth the distinction. They might be used together, but they mean different things. Like in Europe, automated vehicle means a motor vehicle designed and constructed to move autonomously for certain periods of time without the driver giving continuous supervision.
Interesting.
Fully automated vehicle means a motor vehicle that has been designed and constructed to move autonomously without any driver supervision. And it seems like, in addition to Japan, Europe is the leader of this technology at the moment. But that's just an observation that I made and has no fact. So if that's not true, don't at me, bro. And if you're going to come at any company, you could come at Tesla. Because while I was doing research for this, Tesla's full service driving mode in their cars, it failed to detect children in the road.
Ooh.
Based on recent tests.
Terrible.
And
Well,
obviously,
the children shouldn't be in the road.
Yeah, well,
It's because Elon Musk sucks.
because Elon Musk sucks.
I said it. That's not even me trying to rabble rouse in this episode specifically. Yeah, that's just an evergreen statement.
I think he knows.
Yeah, I think he knows how much he sucks. That's why he's miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's why he's couch surfing.
right.
I will say this: out of all of the jokes that we've made of people that are comes to us, he's the one that's most likely to be vanity searching and come across this. So in that regards, go fuck yourself, Elon Musk.
He's probably listening to this live right now via the microphones on our phones or something.
Oh, shit.
Nah, he doesn't
probably
have. Maybe.
Probably jacked into your laptop.
Luckily,
It's
he
true.
didn't get Twitter, so we're safe
For now.
for now.
Right. So that is your shallow dive into self-driving cars.
So, a question for the two of you. Would you buy a self-driving car?
Right now, I would not. In the future, if it becomes much more prevalent and more kind of widely used, I think that I would. Because I do like driving a car, but I also don't like doing it all of the time. So
I mean, we have autopilot in the car, right?
my car does not have autopilot. It has cruise control.
Cruise control.
that
That's
what you
the
meant?
thing.
Oh,
is that
That's
what
what
you-
I meant.
Oh,
I was
that's
gonna
what you
say,
meant.
no.
Yeah.
That is
well,
100% what I meant.
cruise control. There's still you're still running the wheel. You have the option of braking at any time. There's a lot of things about cruise control that I feel a lot more comfortable using than like self-driving. But like my girlfriend doesn't use cruise control. She doesn't she never is comfortable using it because she feels like on the highway there's too many curves and turns and everything like that, and you can't really use it outside the highway.
Yeah.
So she wants to have the control for it. I use it a lot more because just the effort of pressing the pedal down over and over, it just gets old.
Sure.
So yeah.
I like to use it on the highway going back to Pennsylvania because it's just a straight shot.
Yep.
Oh
Same.
yeah.
Yeah, if I'm going to be on the same stretch for more than 45 minutes or so, yeah, there's a good chance I'm going to kick that thing on.
Oh yeah. But like actually having a self-driving car would be cool in theory, but it's just like I can take a train.
Right.
I think that's the space I think that self-driving cars need to get into is the like public transit for places that people don't go super often.
Sure.
So like in the utopic future where we all use people movers to get places and stop polluting the planet with our I want to get there at this time mentality. You know, occasionally you're still going to have to go places that are sort of, off the beaten path.
Yep.
And having an autonomous car that can like get you there and then also carry other people to other places.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like a carpool sort of situation.
Like an Uber pool, but without the person driving it.
Solar powered self-driving Uber pool.
So in an ideal world, I would actually not get a self-driving car because I would rather that we move to like a situation like what a lot of European cities are, where the city is much more walkable. It's mostly public transit, trams, things like that. I would much rather have something like that happen. Yeah. Or if they developed like an autonomous like tram system in most cities, we're pretty lucky here in Chicago, but there's still a lot of places that are hard to get to just by public transit. So.
I mean, if you have to go east to west, it's going to take you an hour.
Yep.
No matter where you're going.
Yeah. And
how does that happen?
If you're trying to take the Lawrence bus, that just ain't gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. Yeah, that bus ain't coming.
I think it's called the lake effect.
Period.
Right? Is that what that is?
That's got to be it.
I guess that bus does not exist. I refuse to believe that it exists.
I've never seen one.
Never ever. I've heard about them in legends.
If you've seen that episode of Hey Arnold about the ghost train, it's very similar.
That the one that Saban suplexes?
Oh, right.
It's a different ghost train.
It's a different ghost.
I'm gonna suplex that train. Saban, no. That is a Final Fantasy VI reference for all of you children out there that are listening to this show.
That's the one that they didn't remake.
That's one that they did not. Well, I'm sure that they have remade it in somewhere, but not. It's not the one on like PlayStation 4. I'm sure. I think you can get Final Fantasy VI on like your phone.
Oh, probably.
I think that like it was like that kind of remake that they did. So like a pixel,
there's a lot
whatever.
of that going around.
Yeah. Anyway, go play Final Fantasy VI after you read The Empty Grave by Warwick Johnson. If you go to kingmakercomics.com, you can get your copy of The Empty Grave complete collection.
And stickers.
And stickers. There's stickers. There's single issues. Not all the single issues. Don't ask me why.
You can commission Warwick Johnson to write a story for you.
Yeah, probably. Email me. I'm up for whatever. A guy bought a copy of our book because he said he had a zombie fetish. And I was like, that's great, man. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, this is yours now.
No shame.
This is yours now. You
stick
can,
those pages
you
together.
have fun, man. I got his money. That guy can live his life to the fullest if he wants to.
You want two in case the first one gets ruined?
There is a zombie in it, so he's gonna have fun, probably.
Well, party people, hopefully you enjoyed this month's offerings related to Timecop. ACAB.
All time cops are bastards.
All Timecops are bastards.
Stick around for the bonus episode next. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of outtakes. I'm sure there's a lot of outtakes.
There always are.
For Time for Party. So Time for Cop. It's never Time for Cop.
It's never time for cop. So while you are, I don't know, creepily walking up on your wife in a mall,
while you are gently reciting the words that you spoke to your wife on home videos after she's been dead for 10 years.
yeah.
While there's a lot of JCVD creeping in this movie.
True. While you're creeping like JCVD, You can find us on the internet. I'm at bsilverio20 on Instagram and Twitter.
I'm at Warwick_Johnson on Twitter.
I am at Indecisionist on Twitter and at The Indecisionist on Instagram.
You can join the conversation by using the hashtag Time2Party. That is Time2Party.
You can also join the conversation at the hashtag Time2Party, which is another hashtag also for this show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Forever, permanently going forward.
From this point on.
From this point to till the end of time, till the heat of the universe.
This is a fixed point in time now.
Hashtag Time2Party.
Yes. Warwick, besides Twitter, where else can people find you and all the stuff that you're doing?
Well, if you go to warwickjohnson.com, you can read some short comics and some previews of the comics that I have done are up on my website there, so people can read that and enjoy it. And then you can also go to kingmakercomics.com and buy a copy of the Empty Grave Complete Collection, as well as some various other fun and sundry comics-related things.
Yeah, and if you go to Steingold's in Chicago, you might see Warwick there too.
Yeah, at least once a week I go and get bagels or a bagel sandwich because I can't say no to them.
And shouldn't.
They're very good bagels.
They're delicious. That place is great.
If Steingold's would like to sponsor us, that would be great.
Steingold's can give
Steingold's.
me free stuff anytime they want. That is a free sandwich that I will gladly take.
Absolutely. Yes, so while you're resisting the urge to order Steingold's right now at 10:57 at night when they're closed, be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.